Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Baseline. Thanks for joining me again. Today, we're going to be talking about trillions, billionaires, and the big bad bill. What they're not telling you. So I have a question for you guys. If your credit card was maxed out to $37 trillion, would you swipe it again just to give Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos another break? Well, that's America right now. That's what's happening. And apparently, it seems as though hell has frozen over again. And this time, your tax dollars, they're the ice cubes. So buckle up, because today we're going to be tearing open this big, beautiful bill, the billionaire bromance that apparently went sideways again, and why your wallet is now on the front line of $1 trillion lie. So let's get into it, guys. The swipe no one sees. Okay, let's break this down. Let's break this beast down, and I want you to picture it. 3.5 trillion, that's the tab right now. Aside from the 37 trillion, right? And what's it buying? A massive tax cut extension. Bigger bricks for the biggest pockets. And you, my friend, you get, I don't know what, maybe a coupon for IHOP. It's like the Smurfs movie special, the blue collar boom, except the boom is them blowing your cash into space while you're stuck with pancakes and syrup. And you ever get that feeling like, wait, didn't we do this before? Because we did. We did it in 2017. Trump's Tax Cut and Jobs Act. Remember that? The CBO said the deficit's going to go up. And Trump said, no, watch the magic. But reality said, hey, debt mountain, hold my beer. Because the debt still ballooned. Revenue went up a bit. It did, but not enough to cover that $1 trillion hole. And now they want to run it back, but even bigger this time. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Which brings us now to the Elon Saga. And Elon, man, I don't know how these guys keep getting into it, but the king of rockets, the king of tweets, the king of irony, because here's the plot twist to all of this. The man who says he hates subsidies, he's made billions off of them. We're talking about EV tax credits, green energy breaks, state incentives, and Tesla's basically America's pet green unicorn at this point. And now Elon's mad because Trump, the same guy who once called him a genius, might nuke the EV mandate. And Elon's like, cut it all? Like, cut it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's expecting at this point. These guys are fighting like nobody's business, but I don't know. The funny thing, though, is Tesla buyers, they do love those tax credits. And you take them away, well, good luck selling a $60,000 car to folks who are still driving '03 Corollas with duct tape holding the bumpers together. So here's the billionaire bromance meltdown. Trump wants gas. Elon wants electrons. And the taxpayer, it seems like we're going to be paying for a divorce lawyer for these two guys. And this big, beautiful bill, that's what we got to talk about next, because this big, beautiful bill, polls call it the big bad bill. Quinnipiac, they have it at minus 26 points. Fox News, even Fox has it at minus 21. And when your home team's booing, you know it's bad. Why? Because this bill promises two things. More cuts for the wealthiest 20%, and about 60% of the benefits flow upwards, not down. And to pay for it, they're slashing programs that help the folks who actually need and spend that money locally. Medicaid, SNAP, healthcare credits. You know, the stuff that makes people less likely to show up at the ER with a giant bill the rest of us have to cover anyway. So that's where we're at. And when Trump says this will cause a blue collar boom, my man, if the boom is at the food bank, maybe. And then comes the next question of hydrogen, the hydrogen bomb, and who caught this? The hydrogen cars that blow up. Now, come on, hydrogen cars are about as explodey as your propane grill if you use it right. But who needs facts when you've got the vibes, right? The real fireworks aren't under your hood. They're in Congress. When someone dares to say, maybe we shouldn't blow another 3 trillion hole in the roof. So let's go back. Remember 2017? People forget. In 2017, they sold you the same dream. Cut taxes, unleash growth, boom times. But guess what? Debt still grew. Why? Because while revenue rose a bit, spending never fell. It's like telling your spouse, don't worry, babe, I got a raise, but then maxing out 5 new credit cards at Target. In real life, that's called bankruptcy. But apparently in DC, that's just called Tuesday. So the billionaire bromance, and now the bromance has gone full daytime soap opera. Trump, the guy who bragged about hiring only the best, is now feuding with the best he hired. Now, this goes all the way across the board from Pence to Pompeo to Bolton to Barr. They all bailed. Same pattern with Elon. One minute he's a genius, the next he's getting threatened to close up shop and go back to South Africa. He's talking about deporting Elon, but you're like, what? You can't threaten the richest man on earth with an Uber ride home, especially when he owns the Uber, right? But it's a really interesting show, and it'll be interesting to see if Trump ever does that, deports Elon, which brings us to this house of cards. So let's try to get serious for a second, right? The debt thing is real. $37 trillion, that's a real national credit card balance. And the big, beautiful bill wants to tack another 3 to 4 trillion on that. Now, meanwhile, the CBO says the deficit's going to grow. And the Council of Economic Advisors spins it. And they are actually saying it'll pay for itself. But okay, if they're saying that, can I also tell my bank that my credit card debt will pay for itself once my podcast goes viral? So far, they're not buying it. And I don't know. So who really pays for all this stuff? Who's stuck with the check? It's not going to be Elon. It's not going to be Bezos. It's not going to be Zuckerberg. It's going to be you. It's going to be me. It's going to be us. Cuts to Medicaid means fewer people can afford to go to the doctor. Cuts to the ACA credits means more folks get dropped in coverage. More uninsured people means hospitals eat the cost and raise your bill. Meanwhile, the richest 1% keep the break. Now, they don't show up at your local diner spending it. They park it offshore or buy back more of their stocks. But hey, blue collar boom, right? I don't know. I think the public knows. Poll after poll, it really seems, even Republicans hate this bill to some extent. But poll after poll, people hate this bill because folks can feel when the math isn't mathing. You can't say we're broke, but we can afford another yacht for the top 1%. And yet that's the pitch they are selling us, wrapped in an American flag, sprinkled with freedom, handed to you like it's good for your kids. But here's a spoiler alert to all this. Your kids are the ones that are going to be paying it off. So what now? And here's what I want you to remember. When politicians tell you or tell us tax cuts will pay for itself, ask who's actually doing the paying. And when they say we're cutting spending, I think it would be important to ask, spending for who? And when they say blue collar boom, well, I think it would be prudent to ask boom for whose collar? Because the billionaires aren't dumb. They know this system. They created it. They fund it. They write it. Then they fly to Mars while you're stuck paying $8 for an egg. It's insane. But here's the real takeaway. I'm not saying we shouldn't have growth, or lower taxes or big dreams. I'm saying let's just do the math. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. It's not about being part of the team. It's about the math. And the math only works for billionaires right now. And that's not a plan. That's a stick. pickup. And they don't even wear masks anymore. They just run ads saying you're going to love it. And too many folks do until the ER visit comes. Then Medicaid's gone and the bill shows up on your kitchen table. And that's when families go bankrupt and it just starts to really bog everyone down. It's crazy. So here's the best baseline, right? Hell may have frozen over twice, but you're still warm breathing and way too smart to buy this stuff twice. And I think if we all want real prosperity, it starts with asking questions and refusing to sign someone else's tab. But we succeed only when we help our audience here, right? And it helps us see more clearly, think more deeply, and act with a little bit more critical thought. And I think we can do that together, right? So in any event, I want to thank you guys again for watching The Baseline. I really appreciate you guys. And we'll catch you the next round. All right. Cheers, everybody.